Hi YouTube! So now that Nintendo's press conference is over, there are a lot of people asking a lot of questions about the Wii U. Apparently Nintendo wasn't completely clear and there's just a lot of people that are confused, so here I am to clear things up, and also this is a good video for those of you who didn't even know about the Wii U. Surprise! Nintendo has a new console. It's called the Wii U. Going from the E3 press conference, a lot of people thought that it was just a new controller that was going to work with the Wii system. That is not the case. It's an entirely new console and it is completely revamped from the Wii. Basically it looks like a Wii that has like rounded corners, but it is definitely more powerful. Nintendo has not been clear. In fact, they didn't want to talk about whether or not it compares with PS3 or 360. Seems like they aren't entirely sure at this time in this stage of development, but it seems like it's definitely going to be up there in terms of power, and it is capable of 1080p video, so just getting that out of the way right now. It is backwards compatible for the Wii, all Wiimotes, and all Wii accessories, but not for the GameCube. A lot of people keep asking that, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it should be backwards compatible for the GameCube. When it's backwards compatible for the GameCube, it's going to cost more. There's going to be 4 more GameCube ports. I'm just not interested in that personally. I don't want the GameCube backwards compatibility. It's unnecessary. We already have 2 systems. Just put that one to rest. It's not going to be backwards compatible for GameCube. No news yet on if it's going to support DVDs, but we do know it's not going to support Blu-ray. We do know that it has 4 USB slots and it comes with 25 gigabytes of memory, I believe, and the memory is expandable. Those are all good signs. As for the controller itself, if you haven't seen like the trailers and the videos, I'll put some links down below. They really help you understand the controller. But I'll kind of go into detail right now. It's pretty big and thick, but that's largely in part to the fact that there's a bigger than 6-inch screen, touch screen, on the front of it. Aside from that, surrounding the screen, it pretty much looks like a normal controller from these days. There are 2 analog sticks, and actually they're not sticks. They are the nubs, the circle pads, whatever they're called, that are also on the 3DS, like right here. So, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I personally don't mind it, and I think it probably was done because the controller's so big it can be easier to hold. Whoops. It will be rechargeable, so no more wasting AA batteries if you use those on the Wiimotes. There is an accelerometer and a gyroscope on the controller itself, which is, you know, much like the 3DS, although supposedly the gyroscope is better on the Wii U controller than the 3DS. On the controller itself, there's also a rumble feature, microphone, and camera. A lot of stuff for just a controller. Most likely the controller costs as much as the base system itself. One thing that Nintendo showed off is that if you're playing a Wii U game and somebody comes in and wants to use the TV, you have the option to continue that game on your controller using just the small screen. One thing to keep in mind though is this is not the same as the PlayStation Vita and some other things that are happening. The Wii U controller is not a portable system. It goes along with the Wii U system. Meaning, yes, you can play off of the TV, you might be able to walk around your house, but you can't go and leave and go somewhere else and play it there. The controller will be running off of the system. Nintendo doesn't know yet how far you can go from the system, but I do know for a fact that you can't just leave. It's not a portable, standalone system. Nintendo will also be launching its new online system with the Wii U, which is supposedly way, way, way better than the other ones have been. A lot of third-party developers have already been talking about how they're going to be using the system, and it sounds like they're pretty much putting as much faith in it as the other online systems for the PS3 and the 360, which makes me think that it's going to be on par with them, but I don't know because Nintendo hasn't talked about it. Nintendo did promise that there will be no friend codes on the new system, so that is a start. We're going to be getting more information on this new online system later this week, so I'm definitely looking forward to that, but for right now, we don't really know. Games that have already been kind of announced for the system are some pretty big names. We've got Smash Brothers, I'm reading right now in case you can't tell, Battlefield 3, Batman Arkham City, which is going to be supposedly special for the Wii U, special DLC and stuff, Assassin's Creed, Ghost Recon, Darksiders 2, big deal, Dirt, Aliens, Metro, Tekken, Ninja Gaiden, FIFA 12, Madden, Driver, Lego City Stories, Raving Rabbids, Pikmin, and more than that even. Those are just the ones that are still being announced. Obviously we don't know everything about the system. It's not coming out until sometime after March 31st of 2012, next year. My guess is that it won't be until holiday season 2012, but they're just saying after March 31st for now. Now my opinion on it personally Keep in mind, I am a Nintendo fangirl. My name is NintendoFanGirl. That being said, I'm going to be buying it no matter what. That doesn't mean I'm going to be pleased with it. I have shown my distaste for Nintendo products before, and I will do it again if I don't like them. While I might be a little biased towards Nintendo, I do own a 360. I do play on my PC. I play a lot of stuff. I'm not, that biased. The Wii U gets me a little bit iffy because the trailers and the demo reels that they showed are very similar to the original Wii. That being said, Nintendo seems to really know where they went wrong with the Wii. They seem to really be focusing on third-party developers, really be focusing on getting those big hits that the Xbox and PS3 got that skipped over the Wii. I think just by looking at their own sales of games like Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Donkey Kong Country versus Wii Sports Resort and Wii Play and stuff shows Nintendo that having a core casual audience is not necessarily a good thing. Yes, they got a lot of new people into gaming, but these new people don't really care about a lot of the games that they're putting out. They don't care about getting necessarily good games. And as a result, Nintendo did lose a lot of their previous audience, and they just stopped buying games, and that's why the Wii is now kind of declining in sales versus the PS3 and 360, which are going up. We're just going to ignore the fact that I predicted this years ago and talk about how the Wii U improves upon this. Nintendo seems to really be pushing the fact that they need third-party developer support, which they do. They need to get good games that everyone's going to play, and they need to have a system that is able to hold up to the specs that 360 and PS3 have. Doesn't necessarily need to be better, doesn't necessarily need to be as good, it needs to be close though. And finally, they need better online multiplayer support. It would appear from the Wii U that they're definitely hitting those three key components. And at the same time, Nintendo's still keeping its little innovation route. Nintendo is really kind of a leader in the game industry. They do things and the other companies follow. Not always, and Nintendo has been a follower before, but it is definitely evident just looking at things like motion control, touchscreens. I'm not saying that Nintendo invented motion control. I'm not saying they invented touchscreens. Popularized it. And there are so many possibilities with this new Wii U controller. Just look at the tech demo reel. Things like golfing by putting it down on the floor, playing games with your friend just on the table. There are just way more opportunities for this than any of the other controllers available right now. That could also turn out to be a negative thing because it could turn games into gimmicky things. It could turn them into just developers being lazy and relying on using lame things on the controller. Or it could be an incredible thing and just revolutionize gaming. We don't really know any of that right now. I personally am going to be putting my faith in it. I think that it could be really good, and Nintendo is trying really hard to make it really good, so I'm going to hope and say that yes, it's going to be really good, and as of right now, I am completely behind it. So I hope that answers all of your questions for all of the people who are asking my thoughts on it and about, the system itself. If there are more questions you have that I didn't answer here, I can probably answer them in the comment section below, and I'll also put some links down below for different specs and stuff if you want to learn more. Let me know what you think about the Wii U. Are you putting as much faith into it as I am? Etc., etc. Love you. Mwah. Sorry if I seemed a little dead in this video. It's like 90 degrees in my room. It's really hot. It's also like 2 a.m.